What's going on, guys? How's it going? Um, so I wanted to try a little bit of dashing a couple days before Christmas. Just to see what it's like. My first time shopping on the holidays, around the holidays, and I'm not gonna lie, I haven't really been out much last few days, man. My other job, man, I kind of banged up my knee a little bit, and it's been really really sore. So, obviously getting in and out of the cars, to the restaurant, to the house, back to the car, to the restaurant. I was trying to take it a little bit easy on my kneecap, man. So, um, I went out for a little bit later today, 4 o'clock. Usually I hit the mornings up, beast mode the mornings, but um, I had a clean that I had to do earlier. It was just a quick 2 hours. My wife helped me with it, so got it done pretty quickly. And then I went and picked up a couple of things for Christmas for my daughter. Yeah, so I went out there at, kind of around 4 o'clock, a little bit before 4 o'clock, and I got this order right here. It's actually a garbage order, Lowe's. I don't like shopping at Lowe's. They never ever have what the customer is looking for, and it's a waste of time. I just get in there, I can't find it, then I have to message the customer, see if they want to substitute, yada yada yada. I for $5.50, it's honestly not worth it. I mean, I know the mileage is 2.5, but it's only a $2 tip on that order, and I just didn't want to deal with that, so that was a quick decline. Then I get this Culver's order, $8, 3.6, decent order. Nothing that's going to make me rich, but I mean, it's a decent order to get me started, put me on the board. Um, at this time is getting towards 4 o'clock, but I noticed the traffic is starting to kind of get a little bit heavier, starting to pick up. So, I mean, I don't know if that's just holiday traffic, people traveling to and from, shopping, eating. I mean, it's gorgeous out, so I mean, I'm sure that contributes to it. But so the estimated time here was like 15 minutes, but it probably took me like 21 or 22 minutes to get this order completed. Waiting at the restaurant for the order, and then they actually tried to give me an Uber order, and I'm like, oh no 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 no, I'm DoorDash, so good thing I checked it, because the receipt said Uber on it, so I had to wait for them to give me the correct order, so that took a few minutes, and then obviously with the traffic, was able to knock that out though. Didn't get a screenshot of the drop off, but it took me, like I said, about 20 minutes, maybe 22 minutes. And then here at 424, I get this. I took it. I don't like doing Ulta Beauty. I know the store like the back of my hand, honestly, because my wife and my daughter, that's where they shop, So it wasn't a problem with trying to find things, but it's Ulta Beauty and it's 2 days before Christmas, guys. I knew it was going to be packed in there. But I didn't want to decline it because I'm trying to watch my AR. So I was like, you know what? I'll take it, get in there. If it's really busy, like I predict it will be, I'll wait the 10 minutes and then I'll unassign. And that's exactly what happened. I walked in there. There was like 50 people in line. I just laughed. I walked right back out, sat on my car for like 10 minutes because I was parked right in front of Ulta, and then unassigned it. Done. I'm not even trying to mess with that. And then I get this order about 10, 15 minutes later, sitting in the parking lot. Panera is actually in that parking lot, but for some reason, just even though it said that it was only a few minute wait and it was really busy, but it took like almost 15 minutes to get this order. But yeah, 442. I picked up this order from Panera for $7.25, going 3.1 miles. And there you go, right there. That's the total for both the Panera and the Culver's. So 1 hour, 16 minutes online time for 15 and a quarter. So already kind of starting out kind of garbage. But it is what it is. So, I get this order. Now normally I probably wouldn't not have took this. Okay. It's $20, but it's 13.9 miles. The thing is both K-pop, Korean and, Misi, Italian are both right there. They're literally in the same plaza. And this is 13.9 miles, but it's heading back towards my house. So I was like, you know what? I have to go home anyways, because I had to take a number two. I'm not trying to put all my info out there like that, but you know, I don't feel comfortable doing that in public bathrooms. You know, that's the challenge, I guess, of being a delivery driver. Is if you got to pee, you just go, Maverick or some, wherever, run in there, do what you got to do. But when it comes to sitting down on the John, yeah, I prefer to be home. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to take this because it's going to head me back to my home direction. So $20, $15 in tips. Both of them were ready. What turned this into a long trip was the amount of traffic. It is now 5:19. It was about 5:30 by the time I got both orders picked up and on the road. And the traffic was heavy. And when I mean heavy, I mean I would get to a red light and there was like 15 cars in front of me. The red lights here, literally, like it turns green. You'll get 5 cars pass through and then it's red again. And they're like, that's how quick the lights are. So if you have 15, 20 cars in front of you, you can expect to sit at that light for at least 3 times. So that's what was ridiculous is just the amount of waiting at red lights. And what I don't like is that, when you look at the estimated time here, it says 43 minutes, right? So according to DoorDash, when they put that estimated time, they include extra wait time at the restaurant, traffic, yada, yada. That's BS, man, because I can guarantee you that if I got this exact same order 2 weeks ago, it would still say 43 minutes. So they're not counting Christmas traffic and the fact that people are traveling back and forth. And I think that's kind of BS. And honestly, almost all my deliveries were late today because of traffic, and I really hope they don't count that against me. But it was kind of upsetting me, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, what can I do? I mean, I can't control traffic lights. I don't have a button where I can just, hit it and the light turns green, So if I get stuck at 5 or 6 lights, I'm going 13 miles away. If I get stuck at 5 or 6 lights or 7 lights, it is what it is. That's extra time, So I think that 43 minutes is off. It was probably more close to an hour because that's exactly how long it took me. You can see by the timestamp 5:19. And then I got done at 6:21. So that's an hour, pretty much an hour, so, it is what it is. It took me 20 minutes longer because of traffic, but, there's the 35.25. That was for the 2 completed orders for, Culver's, and then that last one that I just did. So I stopped there. That's kind of where I ended my dash because like I said, I had to go home and use the restroom. So I did get back on shortly after that. 7:04. I picked up this order, L&L Hawaiian. I love that place. The people there are so super friendly, and they really like when I come in there. And I'm kind of glad I got this order today because they were just like, "Oh, we haven't seen you in a while." So and we were talking back and forth, kind of cutting it up, whatever. And they were just finishing the order, and then the girl was like, "Do you want some food? I got you." So she made me a whole big plate and gave it to me and said, "Merry Christmas." So, got free dinner. I love it. Those people, like I said, are super friendly. So, yeah, 750 plus, 550 in tips, 2.5 miles, easy. You can see 7:04 dropped it off at 7:22, and then I paused it because I was hungry. Give me a plate of food. I'm going to sit there and eat it. I don't want it to go cold. So I paused it for a little while, ate my food, and then jumped back online. 7:48, I got this order for Panda Express, $7, 4.4 miles. Took that. Okay, there you go. 8:11, dropped that off. So there's the 1450. And then I get this beauty. Now this is what made the night. Honestly, this is exactly what made the night. Because I wasn't sure how this night was actually going to even go until I got this order. $32 plus, $30 in tips to go 6.1 miles for Bubba's 33. That's a gift, bro. That's literally a gift. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better offer than that. So yeah, I took that offer, and I wasn't knowing what to expect. I was like, maybe it's a large order. It doesn't say catering or nothing on there, but I was like $32 or $30 in tips. I mean, it's got to be a big order, right? And literally, it was a slice of cheesecake and a steak. A slice of cheesecake and a steak. That was it for $32. I delivered it to a hotel. It was a Holiday Inn Express, 6.1 miles, and made the $30 in tips. I was blown away. And the guy was a hand to me. So the guy was just like, Merry Christmas. So I figured that was his Christmas gift to his driver that evening. And I was just lucky enough to be right by Bubba's when it came through. So definitely made my night, because now I'm sitting at $46.50 for the hour and 40 minutes. So that really helped my hourly, helped, my goal for the night. So kudos to him. Good job. Then all good things must come to an end, right? I mean, that's how it is. You get a really good order, and then I feel like every time you get a good order, it's always followed by a bunch of trash. So I get this $2.25, no tips, 3.4 miles for IHOP, decline, peace out, not doing it, pick up your own food. Then I get Walgreens, 6 items, no tip, 3.4 miles for $7.25. Nope, no thank you, decline, go get your own stuff. And it was all like cold medicine and stuff like that. Like, nah, I hate even delivering that to begin with. You got to check ID and all that. So yeah, wasn't having it. And then I get another garbage order, $6 at Culver's for 3 miles. I did take this one just because I just declined 2 in a row. Didn't want to make it 3, because you already know how DoorDash gets. When you decline 3 in a row, they'll put you on timeout. So I took this one. It was only 3 miles. There you go, $52.50. Got it delivered, no problem. Still a lot of traffic out, but what can I do? I mean, it's not going to end anytime soon, I don't think. Then I get this one, McDonald's, $5, 1.5 miles. But look at the pin location. Look how far away from the restaurant I am. But look how close the restaurant is to the customer, like literally a half a mile. They could have just walked to McDonald's and grabbed it, but it is what it is. I made the mile trip to, McDonald's, and then a half a mile to the customer. $5 for a half a mile. Cool. Take it. $57.50. There you go. 2.5 hours. And then Albert Tacos, $8.25 for 4.9 miles. This is 9:34, so I'm kind of making this my last trip. Now this is actually going across from the college, so they have like these college dorms like right across the street, and that's where it was going. So I've been there a couple of times before, so I knew exactly how to find it. But there you go. So just waiting for the customer, because you go into the lobby, and then the customer was like, oh, I'll meet you in the lobby, and then waiting for the customer to come to the lobby. But finally he came, picked up the food. There you go, $65.75 for 3 hours on the button. So over $20 an hour. Not bad, right? And that's right there. I logged out 2 minutes later, when I walked to my car, and I was debating whether or not I should keep going or I should go home. It's 10:04 at this point. I was like, I'm just going to go home. All right. So let's go over some numbers, guys. 101 is what I made today. 5.5 hours. So 101, 5.5 hours is $18.36 an hour. Not bad. Okay. There's where I'm at for the week. Yesterday and today. I'm at 229.14. 9 hours and 9 minutes of active time, 13 hours, 18 minutes of dash time, and 24 deliveries. Okay. Now, yesterday, I made 128.14. I worked a little bit longer yesterday because I didn't have a clean to do. So that comes out to 16.01 an hour. So I actually did better today. Of course, I only worked 5.5, but I mean, who knows if I worked a full 8 hours today, what I would have made hourly. But, 128 divided by the 8, 16.01. Okay. On the week, I'm at 229.14, 13.5 hours. So I'm at $16.97. It's almost $17 an hour so far for the week. Not bad. Not for Monday and Tuesday. I'll tell you that much right now. And this is probably because it's right before Christmas. I would never average $17 an hour on a Monday and a Tuesday any other time. So I think it's probably because of the holidays. I'm expecting tomorrow's going to be busy. I'm going out at 6 a.m. tomorrow, just because I got some things to do tomorrow night. So I'm going to work probably like maybe 6 to noon tomorrow. Put in a good solid 6 hours in the morning, and then I'm just gonna jet out at noon. It's Christmas Eve, spend some time with my family. But I mean, hopefully those 6 hours I'll do good. I mean, I'm gonna post the video on here tomorrow, anyways. But we'll see how I do tomorrow. But yeah, almost $17 an hour through Monday and Tuesday. It's not bad, not for this market. How oversaturated it is, but I'm not going to complain. I'll take it. I just need to get my AR up. It's at 73 right now. I was in the high 70s and dropped back to the low 70s, and it's kind of climbing back up a little bit. So I'm at 73. But we'll see. Maybe, by week's end, I can get it up to, 78, 79. It seems like whenever I get that high up, I just get knocked back down again. So it is what it is. But there you go. That's it, folks. Till the next one. Catch you later.